Bitcoin, is it about to make a new all-time high as Bitcoin kisses above 72,000, currently trading a smidge over 71.5? Will we see a new all-time high before the show is over? We're going to discuss that. ETF flows continue to remain strong, and this could be potentially a massive week for Bitcoin as two giants are looking to offer Bitcoin to all of their clients. We're going to reveal who those two giant companies are. Also, is XRP going to $5? We're going to have that discussion. Should be very, very interesting. Also, booking some trades, putting in some trades. Is ICP getting ready to have a massive rally as it breaks out of a potential bull flag? We're going to cover that. Also, a lot of people have been dunking on Cardano. Well, we're not going to do that today. We're actually going to tell you why we are still extremely bullish on Cardano and that entire ecosystem. We also have Ernest from the Crypto.tax joining us to answer all your last-minute questions before the tax deadline. Make sure to stay tuned, and let's get right into it.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, and stale information, repackage up that turkey in a fun, sexy, Sin City Crypto kind of way. It is officially 10 days, less than 10 days away from the Bitcoin halving. We are now 9 days, 20 hours, 38 minutes, and well, we're almost there. Also, we're about to
Can we send a?
we're about to mushroom stamp a new Bitcoin all-time high. Yeah.
Can we send an email to the Bitcoin CEO to see if we can push the halving back 2 days so we can do it on a 420?
Michael Saylor?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, the halving is 9 days away. There's rampant buying of Bitcoin. And well, what do I mean? Let's take a look at the ETF flows from Friday. BlackRock, $308 million. Fidelity, $83 million. Grayscale, again, the outflows are rising. Just sell the whole thing, man. Get it over with, bro. Sick and tired of watching these outflows, Grayscale, you greedy bastards. Keeping your freaking rate at 1.5%. Shame on you. $198 million flowed out of Bitcoin, or out of their ETF, which brings our net flow to a positive $203 million. So 2 consecutive days ending last week with over 200 million in inflows. And that could potentially like 5x this week leading into the halving. And we're going to tell you why. Taking a look here from coinshares.com. So the last week's flow, 663 million flowed into Bitcoin, 22.5 million flowed out of Ethereum, 4 million flowed into Solana, 4.4 million flowed into Litecoin. Was that you, Robin?
It was.
Wow. And the rest are negligible. So currently, year to date for Bitcoin, $13.5 billion has flowed into Bitcoin since January of this year.
All of those numbers are irrelevant because the number that you need to worry about was $71,500, which Big Rob has been saying over and over again was a major level of resistance. And this morning, we broke through that damn thing, and we came back down and tested it as resistance. So once again, the man has spoken, and well, hey, we're on the positive side.
What will we do without you? What will we do
now
without
there
you?
is nothing stopping Bitcoin from getting to 80,000 and beyond. And so this week is extremely stop it. So this week is extremely bullish. One, because well, we're on the other side of 71.5 and less than 10 days away from the halving. You have the euphoria from the news, by the rumor. And, well, we are here I don't know. That's all I got, man.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
How's Florida?
It was good, man.
How was Miami?
I didn't go to Miami.
Wow. No way. You went to Tampa. Crazy.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I went to Busch Gardens.
So they're different cities then, huh?
They are. Yes, you are correct. If you look
seem
at a
to
map.
forget what- yeah. No, I know the map. You apparently don't know the map because you told everyone I went to Miami when I went to Tampa.
I thought you went to Miami.
Bitcoin ETF activity to remain robust until the halving. This is according to Sentiment. Spot Bitcoin ETF flows are likely to remain high until the Bitcoin halving later this month, according to on-chain analytics firm Sentiment. They speculated that it is a likely foregone conclusion that the high ETF activity will continue leading up to the Bitcoin halving, which, as Rob mentioned, is around 10 days. You agree with this? You know, there was talks for a hot minute there. ETFs, yeah. The first 2 months, great. Now it's like volume's gonna die. That has been far from the truth.
No,
Do you think it's gonna be a blitz to the finish?
I think the reason we've even had a slowdown was because of the bankruptcy liquidations that we've seen and the forced selling through Grayscale. At first, when the ETFs went live, Grayscale selling was, well, hey, it's obviously a lot cheaper to use the competitors' ETFs as far as the fees associated with it. And so if I'm going to hold long term and I don't plan on selling within the next couple years, let me just move this over now instead of later on down the road, right? There's no point if you're going to hold Bitcoin for 10 plus years for retirement in your portfolio. There's no point in keeping it in Grayscale over the long term. Take the capital hit now, move it over to a competitor that has sub 0.3% fee for custody, and then just proceed on there. You're going to save a lot of money. It's a no-brainer, right? So that was what we had before, but now we had the bankruptcies. So what were the bankruptcies that were forced liquidated? You had FTX, Genesis. So a lot of the companies that we saw as Celsius, a lot of the companies we saw that went under during the last bull market, or after, during the collapse of the last bull market, those companies, a lot of them held their Bitcoin through Grayscale. And those are what we've been seeing liquidated as of lately. And I think that at this point is over and done with. And the retail is already over and moved their Bitcoin over to competitors' ETFs. And at this point, supply shock, price go up, baby. That's what we're gonna get. It's simple mathematics. The ETFs are just scooping up too much Bitcoin. There's not enough being mined, and now we're about to cut that in half. So, and Grayscale selling is going to slow down. We're done with it. That's where I'm getting at.
I don't know if we're done with it, but at some point, they don't have
large amounts.
They don't have infinity Bitcoin.
Yeah, the large amounts, and the reason we saw it was because of the bankruptcies, and so they were instructed by the courts, the
executor.
Yeah, the executors, the people that were managing the bankruptcy procedures, they were the ones that were like, hey, it's time for us to liquidate, it's time for us to sell, and that's what we saw. So,
you know, if it was up to Alex Mashinsky, he'd want to huddle that sucker, right?
How is that man not in jail? I'm just very confused on that one.
Speaking of hodling, I would like to huddle and give a big thank you to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Today's crystal clear 4K stream with no abruptions is brought to you by Cam's Blue Wire Tech. They're the leader in helping you maximize your networking, IT, and cybersecurity for your business so you can focus on making money. Visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video to find out how they can help you.
Did you see the NFT convention in New York? Did you see any of those clips? It was... Did you?
I saw the dog with that one. I think that was at NFT NYC.
Bro. So anyways, I was I got a video here to play. Make sure my sound's on, but you have Andrew Tate. He says, came to my attention the crypto dorks actually leave their house to have parties after watching this foot. Anyways, this is Andrew Tate react or little video on the NFT convention in New York City. So
we're gonna change.
Oh man.
Also, to be clear, it's not etherscan.com, it's etherscan.io.
Yep, there it is. My man hasn't checked. I was thinking,
the dork.
if one of these days we'll sit down and we'll have a chat with Andrew Tate. And I'm gonna gift this fool an NFT.
Yeah, he'll probably laugh at you.
No, it'll be like a 101. I don't know. Well,
Don't tell him to check the blockchain.
We're gonna gift this fool an NFT whether he wants it or not.
Wow.
There you go. So
interesting. Speaking of gifting, there might be a gift coming this week as multi-trillion-dollar banks are racing to offer Bitcoin ETFs. What is this referring to? This is referring to this tweet by Andrew. Several notes from Morgan Stanley execs this morning. This was tweeted late last week. They're salty about the UBS post yesterday. They want to be the first wirehouse to fully approve the Bitcoin ETFs. They may announce a few days before. So it's a race to the finish line between two of the largest wirehouses, the largest asset managers being Morgan Stanley and UBS. And combined, we're looking at over $7 trillion in assets under management. I think a little more, actually. So this could be big news this week. What also could be big news is some things happening overseas comparative to the United States. The EU must find enormous amount of money to face global challenges, says former ECB chief Mario Draghi, which I'm pretty sure he hails from the great country of Italy. Money printer go, what is that word, Robin? Money printer go brrr, to infinity. So what does that mean? Why are we sharing this news? Well, when people print money, people get money. And what do they use that money? Let's look at what happened during the pandemic in 2020. People got airdrop money and they degened into meme coins and ICOs and all the other fun stuff back in 2020. Could we see more of the same? Potentially. You also have a different narrative, and people have lost faith in their government and in their central banks, and they're afraid, and they're seeing how other countries, their citizen savings are being debased. And so this is something to keep an eye on. Also, from Eric Balkunis from Bloomberg, ETF analyst here, more wild stuff in China as local investors pile into a gold stock ETF, pushing its premium to 30% and forcing it to halt trading. Investors there are so desperate to buy things that are not linked to their own economy, which has been in the gutter. Can we throw Bitcoin in that mix soon? I think we can. What are your thoughts here? You agree that if we see money printing like we saw in 2020, we'll
yeah, if you give the general public a ton of money, they just don't know how to act, right? Here's the thing. Like if you're visiting Las Vegas and you're in a casino and the casino says, hey, here's a $1,000, go do what you want. What you're probably not going to do with that $1,000, or what majority of the people are not going to do with that $1,000 is go and pay off a credit card. They're probably not going to say, hey, let me set some aside for savings. People that got gifted some money from the casino are going to go downstairs and spend it, right? And I think that is very similar to what we're seeing here with governments and the general population. You give the general population, if you just give everybody $2,000-$3,000, realistically, they're not going to go and save that money. They're not going to set it aside. They're not going to pay it on their credit cards. They're probably going to go out and spend it on, well, dumb crap. That's what people have done historically, or at least recently with the last airdrop. So if we see that again, absolutely. Are people going to buy meme coins and crap and also Bitcoin and gold? Yes, absolutely. What's going on in China is very interesting, man. Last bull market, China seemed to be a little bit more pro Bitcoin. They had a lot of miners set up.
Until they
and then they kind of axed it, right? And then they're out here prosecuting anybody that's mining. Could we see a reversal again? Very similar to what we've seen in India, where one year they're pro Bitcoin and crypto, the next year they're, it's all illegal and a scam. I think China is very similar to that stance when it comes to crypto regulation. We see that they've pretty much given the green light to Hong Kong and trading there. Could we see something similar with mainland China? Because remember, that is the second largest economy. And if you take a look at different metrics, sure, they might be the largest economy. But either way, one or two, even if they are two in economic value as a country, they're not far behind the U.S. And that amount of liquidity plugged into the crypto ecosystem, we're seeing what's going on with gold. Just imagine that amount of money being poured into Bitcoin once again. And this is that liquidity that we saw in 2020, where Bitcoin's price skyrocketed, also came from China. It was not just here in the States because of our quantitative easing and the stimulus checks. Also came from that surge of liquidity and money from abroad as well in China.
So the problem that China has been facing is one of deflation. So people are refusing to spend money. So the Chinese government is looking to spur spending, right? Because spending drives the economy, spending drives numbers, spending drives the GDP. And so that's what they're doing. And could we see a injection of liquidity into the Chinese markets? We saw the failures from big real estate giants like Evergrande and the other one, some garden, or I don't forget the name.
Yeah, the Green Garden or whatever it is.
Garden of Life.
There it is.
And then plus the U.S. in an election year, you got Biden announcing that, hey, we're going to forgive more student loans. People are like, we got to get out of this rat race. How do we do it? Well, look at my friends over here making 20x on Costco hot dog. Let me dump some money into the crypto market, right? The crypto casino, the meme coins. And so something interesting to keep an eye on. Do want to share some altcoin news. Mina Protocol is going through their DevNet upgrade. It's in the final milestone before the major Berkeley upgrade that will bring easier ZK programmability and other key features to their mainnet. Excited to share that after a thorough evaluation with ecosystem partner 01 Labs, the date for Mina's DevNet upgrade has been set for April 9th, which is tomorrow. Now, Mina's thing is they're the lightest blockchain in the world, coming in at only 22 kilobytes. Pretty damn small. Zero knowledge proofs is a big one. Mina was an exciting project in the last market. I know we don't talk about it a lot, but you were once very bullish on Mina. Are you still very bullish on Mina?
On Mina?
Mina.
Stop it. Where are they on the market cap list? Because I know they were outside the top 100 for quite some time. So the number 92 on the market cap list. They had a pretty big run up last bull market on the second half of the bull market. So this was one of those projects that you could have got in at and got a good 10 to 20x after Bitcoin had already rallied past 30K. And I think that this might be, you might get a similar movement. And taking a look here at the coin, had a pretty ugly ICO price at $9.90. I would kind of eliminate that from my prognosis on where the price could land. So after the sell-off of it, after its ICO, so back in 2021, got down under $1, and then it ran up to $6 here, and then after that, settled in about 50 cents, 40 cents. We were as low as 30 cents. So we're about 3x away from its low here, last bull market. And could we see a price resurgence? Could we see it get back up above $5? I think I feel pretty confident about that. I like the project. I haven't had a chance to look over the project recently, so I can't really speak too far into depth into what's going on in their ecosystem. But it is something that I've had on the radar for quite some time and something I've been eyeballing. Then I'll take a look at some of the altcoins as well. And so Bitcoin's price, once again, we are right around that 72K mark. Quite healthy movement, man. I mean, we went down and we bounced right off of 71.5, and we are now getting around that 72K mark. What is the previous, what's the all-time high? Was it 73,000? Is that how high we got? Was it 74? So 73, we're seeing it
74.1.
74.1.
According to Coinbase.
Yeah, the coin market cap has it at 73.4, but I remember seeing it at 74,000 on some of the exchanges. So it just kind of depends on where you're at, but 73 to 74,000 is kind of where the previous all-time high is. Will we break it by the end of the show? I know you brought that up earlier, and you also mentioned kissing Bitcoin or something weird like that, but Will we get to 75,000? I don't think that'll happen today, but I do think that we'll be over 72,000 by the end of the show. So what do you guys think? Here in the chat, do you think that Bitcoin's price will be over 72,000 in about 35 minutes when the show is over? I'll put a 1 in the chat if you think that we'll be over 72K by the end of the show. Put a 2 in the chat if you think probably just hang out here at 71,000. I'm kind of curious to see where you guys land there. And then, yeah, and taking a look at some of the altcoins as well. Some of the bigger gainers today. You got Neo up 27%, Toncoin up 16%. Did you see Toncoin is officially in the top 10?
Yep.
Very interesting, man. Is it actually in the top 10? Or do you think it's been manipulated into the top 10? You think this is legit? I mean, we went from $2. Just a little over a month and a half ago, and we're at $6. We're over 3x. And this thing is showing no signs of slowing down. You can see here it's flipped Avalanche, flipped SHIB, and next on the chopping block is Cardano, and it's only $200 million, $150 million away from flipping Cardano. And I just ask myself, what use case, utility, and retail adoption has Toncoin had to make it more go-to and use than Avalanche? I just find it hard to believe, man. And if it flips Cardano, I mean, I just feel like it's market manipulation for it to get there. Am I just delusional?
The answer is Telegram. Telegram has millions.
But you think that people are actually using it, or are they just speculating on price?
I don't know. I haven't dug deep into their on-chain metrics as far as are people using it, but again, Telegram, right? We talk about PayPal, their stable coin. Why is it so important? Oh, because they have 500 million users. Coinbase, the base chain. Why are people so bullish on Base? Because Coinbase has 100 million users they could potentially onboard onto their layer 2. Same idea with Toncoin. I haven't taken the time to dig into this project, but
maybe we should, man.
I don't know. This one, you're looking at a market cap of where are we at right now? 21.68 fully diluted, call it 32 billion total market cap, fully diluted. I mean, how much more room does this thing have to run? A 5x to $150 billion? I don't know.
I'm not sure, man.
To me, the risk versus reward is not there.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. I wasn't a fan of it from the get-go. I mean, if you would have picked it up shortly after it was airdropped, would you have made some money? Sure, yeah, of course. But I don't know. I can't get behind it. I'm sorry. I can't. Have you, I saw an interesting video I wanted to play here. And so, we talk about how early we are in the adoption of crypto and adoption of Bitcoin. And a lot of what we talk about is the idea of what Bitcoin and what crypto will do, and how the world is going to be flipped on its head here when it comes to the adoption, right? And what is this space going to look like? We talk about, hey, things are going to be digital and your finance is going to move effortlessly and faster and cheaper. But a lot of this just sounds like a pipe dream, right? Well, I found a video that kind of alludes to what this feels like, and it was the early days of the internet. And so we always liken the early days of the internet to the early days of crypto adoption. And the reason is there's tons of similarities, and people just couldn't grasp the idea of what was to come when it came to crypto. I mean, when it came to the internet. People were like, oh, hey, no, we're going to stay in magazines. We're going to have, the television the traditional way. We're going to still shop at our stores. We know all of that has been flipped upside down. And I think that we're going to see something very similar in crypto. So here's a little video. Bring back.
Anyone in the world with a computer and a modem to connect it to a telephone line can subscribe to. there are over 20 million people connected up. And one person in particular I know is connected is the American President, Bill Clinton.
So, see, when this came out, when they made this, it was all about projecting what the future was going to look like and what this technology was going to do for the globe. And she even said, hey, stock markets are going to be traded online. Communication will be done through email. You can go shopping online. Obviously, we take all this for granted because this is such a part of our day-to-day life that it's just normal. And we're just like, okay, yeah. But at one point, this was a very novel idea. At one point, we would look at this and be like, hey, this is like people would doubt it, be like, you guys in the internet with your computers, y'all are living in a dream world. The same is happening here with crypto. We're discussing like, hey, finance is going to transition over. Your identification will be a little bit more efficiently stored through blockchain and verified. And you know what? Let's tokenize the real world. Let's tokenize your assets, your house, your car, your deed. Like, let's put that on the blockchain because it's more efficient and it's more secure than what we have now. And people laugh at that idea in the same way that they laughed about the adoption of the internet, what that was going to do. Just a little trip down memory lane.
Something called the internet. Now, as we know it, we cannot live without the internet.
And it's the same thing when people talk about blockchain, right? Something called blockchain. They always say that in a very like funny way, right?
Just don't check the blockchain for your JPEG, or else Andrew Tate's going to pop his head up, call you a dork. I do want to go over some stuff for you guys to keep an eye on this week. Maybe help you make a little bit of money. So this is upcoming ICOs and IDOs, right? Initial DEX offering, initial coin offerings. And the idea here is, where is venture capital putting money in? On the left, you can see, on the right, you can see the category here. So this is filtered by the highest amount raised. GameFi is number 2 and number 3. 7.5 million is being raised from Ubisoft for a game called Cross the Ages. Haven't looked into that one. Another 7 million from Dragonfly Capital, being the lead investor, is being raised for Blast Royale, which is another GameFi project. DeFi has a few one, but a lot of GameFis, right? We talk about narratives all the time. What are some narratives you should park your money into for this upcoming bull market to make a lot of money?
You're behind the idea of GameFi being
I'm just
very
showing
disruptive?
I'm just showing facts. Money is flowing into gaming projects.
Yeah, no.
So,
I mean, but I'm just kind of asking, like, what do you think? You
I
think
believe gaming
there's
is going to be big this cycle.
yeah?
I think you can make more money as far as like a rate or like a ROI from a specific game token. Let's say Star Atlas, Illuvium, Off the Grid, maybe one of these new ones, Cross the Ages. I don't know.
I found the Cross the Ages game here just a little bit. So it looks like it's a cell phone game.
Mobile game.
Yeah, mobile game, and it's one of these like
It looks like Manu Ginobili.
Kind of does.
Right.
So this one here, I was just kind of looking at it. It's one of these like card games.
Is this your first time looking at it?
Yeah, I've never seen it before. One of these like card games here. There's a lot of these out there. But
Interesting. Well, they're getting $7.5 million. Graphic looks pretty cool. And then
looks kind of cheesy.
I'm not a big gamer guy, but and then some of the token unlocks. Aptos is releasing around 24.8 million tokens over the next 4 days, valued at around $352 million. It's a big token unlocked. So they still have 63% of their tokens currently locked that are not circulating. So this is one that emissions could potentially hinder the price action and the price movement. Of course, these token unlocks have a bigger effect on the price of the token in bear markets versus when liquidity comes into during bull markets, and when trading volume is up, you see less of an impact, but still something to keep an eye on, especially if you have some long leverage trades in. Say Network also over the next 1 week is releasing about 125 million tokens, which is around roughly $100 million worth. Starknet, Uniswap, Arbitrum, all over the next 1 week. Axie Infinity as well. And then the coin that never stops releasing tokens, ApeCoin. Wow, man. You were such a hater on ApeCoin, and well, good job.
You were hyped up about it, dude.
It's not that I was hyped up about it, but I thought it was a decent, exposure to Metaverse and NFTs. Well, NFTs are now dead.
You know what? Speaking of dead, is the Metaverse dead? Is this idea have we finally put that thing? No, but have we put that down as something that is viable this bull market?
No.
This bull market,
It's
you think Metaverse is gonna rally back this bull market?
I think people will speculate and rally the price. Yeah.
I think that's been replaced by AI.
By what?
I think that's been replaced by AI. I don't
remember Apple, Meta, they're still
their products aren't here. And so for me, I look at
the Vision Pro's here.
I look at it, but not a Metaverse game on Vision Pro. The Vision Pro doesn't even have games. It has a couple native
Metaverse
games.
Just games?
Metaverse is in an open world environment that's immersive that everyone is supposed to.
Listen, JP Morgan Chase has a branch in the Metaverse, okay?
They are supposed to, with this Metaverse thing, they are supposed to leave the traditional social media. There's no need for Facebook. There's no need for Instagram. We do everything on the Metaverse. That's the promise that the Metaverse is supposed to have. And that is not here.
Why are you telling us?
And maybe it will. Maybe it will. But one thing it won't do is be here in the next 1.5 years during this next bull market. And so for that reason,
does that mean that prices won't go up?
The price of everything's going to go up. When Bitcoin rises, so does the tides, all of the altcoins, of course. But I think it's going to be stifled. It's going to pale in comparison to AI. It's going to pale into comparison to GameFi, to DeFi. I even think that NFTs will outperform Metaverse this bull market. I think NFTs will come back in some form. Maybe not in the traditional JPEG style, but as people make money, we know what happens when the degens make money. They just start randomly throwing it out at dumbass
So you
projects.
think Meta is just throwing $10 billion a year?
I didn't say that. I was saying that Meta and Apple and these giant companies that are building the Metaverse,
let me ask
they are not within the 1.5 year window for this thing to take off.
Let me ask you a question. Do you lump in augmented reality with Metaverse and virtual reality?
It doesn't matter what form the Metaverse comes in, whether it's augmented in an immersive, if it's on a web browser, if it's on the Nintendo Switch, on your Xbox. It doesn't matter how it's packaged up. The thing is that you need everyone to abandon all of their social media platforms and then operate in this quote unquote Metaverse. I do believe that we are going to get something like that in the future. However, it's not 1.5 years away. This is a long ass process away. Even Facebook, Instagram, name social media platform, except for TikTok, almost every social media platform, when it came out and people were kind of talking about it, it still took a while for market adoption.
Snoop Dogg has
took
landed
a while.
in the sandbox.
It took a while for people to actually leave their MySpace and go over to Facebook. It took a while for people to leave their Facebook and go over to Instagram. It took a while, and when I say a while, it took a couple years for it to really get going. And I think that if you think that people are going to abandon their social media and then go into a Metaverse platform, it's not going to happen within the next 6 months. In the next 6 months, we're going to see Bitcoin break all-time high week in and week out. At some point, it'll be 80,000.
Robin, why do people play video games, Robin? Why do people play games like Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite, right? You're in a different world. You're playing a video game with your friends. You're got your headset on. You're talking. You're eating popcorn. Whatever else people do.
Okay, let's pretend that what you just said is all true, right?
It is true.
It is true, 100%.
Okay.
But where we're at right now is if we take your analogy, right now we're playing Nintendo NES, Mario, the side scroller with the horrendous graphics. That's where we're at. And we're talking about we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 5, where you're running around the streets with all like, we're so far away from what that product is going to become. We're so far away. Right now, we're in Nintendo graphics. We're in this early stage of video games where people are building and trying to figure out what this environment looks like. And we're in that early stage right now. And we're talking about living in a digital environment and abandoning all of our social media platforms to operate there in this Ready Player One kind of utopia.
But that doesn't mean that people will not speculate on these projects.
Right? I agree. So they will speculate, but I think the speculation is going to be sucked up by AI. I think it's going to be sucked up by GameFi. And I think that the days of Metaverse are long in the past. If you mention Decentraland to somebody, they'd laugh at you. Do you think Decentraland is going to rally back and get back into the top 20?
Probably.
You genuinely believe that?
There is speculators. People try to front run narratives. They try to front run the metaverse, right? You're going to keep seeing headlines. Meta makes a breakthrough. New this, new that. Apple augmented reality. And people are going to rush to the market. Oh my God. Decentraland. It's only 60 cents.
You should put a long position on Decentraland. Go really long. Put the bank on there, bro. You really should. I mean,
anyways.
Yeah, I think you're on to something.
Why don't you do your little name thing?
My name thing.
Yeah.
All right.
We haven't done it since you were gone. Too.
Yeah. So we if you are new here, say hello. We'll love to drop an hola back at you. Not too many new faces. I'll be honest with you. We got DJ Balatayo, John Jones, Crypto Locks, and Crossfade Official, Crypto SML, and Daniel Johnson. All of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right. I want to give a big thank you to our channel sponsor, Decrypted.tax. We always talk about how much money we make, but well, what about how much money you keep? Because if you're in the United States, Uncle Sam every year comes knocking on your door on April 15th that says, hey, I need my share. And well, you want to give the least amount of money. How do you do that? You make sure you have a good tax professional in your corner that knows how to maneuver their way to make sure you keep more money in your bank account. And that is why we recommend using Decrypted.tax. And they are a channel sponsor. And it is our honor to have Ernest, the founder of Decrypted.tax, joining us today for a last minute, get your questions answered and make sure you keep more of your money little segment here. So Ernest, welcome back to the show, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing all right.
It's a pleasure to have you. You must be absolutely swamped. We're 7 days removed from April 15th, which is the deadline. So thank you so much for taking the time and joining us. Ernest,
no
what are some, and by the way, before I ask Ernest this question, people in the chat, if you have any questions that you would like us to ask Ernest on your behalf, please drop them in the comment section. We'll maybe ask a couple of them. But Ernest, what are some of the very important things people should keep in mind as the tax deadline approaches?
They should keep in mind that you need to not. So I get a lot of clients calling and they're not ready yet. They want us to file extensions for them. And those extensions are an extension of time to file, not an extension of time to pay. And so we still need to estimate your tax liability and make sure that you paid in the right amount so that you don't get any underpayment penalties.
Okay. Ernest, we briefly spoke about some, I don't want to call them hacks, right? But different ways to maybe get some money back into your checking account from maybe previous tax filings, right? Maybe last year someone didn't go with your company and this year they decided they want to. What are some things that people maybe don't know they can go back and amend to maybe get more money back? And hey, if you want to deploy it into the crypto markets, if you want to use it to pay off a credit card, whatever you want to do, what are some of those things that people should really kind of find out about?
Well, when we're onboarding clients, we're regularly amending prior year tax returns, either because they didn't report their crypto or because they reported their crypto in a way that didn't minimize their tax liability, maximize their opportunity for future. And we regularly seek refunds on those amendments for clients. So that's a really important thing. It's important to file everything, even in a loss year. It's also important to properly plan. Something we do every December we review our clients' portfolios and let clients know where they could make some moves before the end of the year to minimize their tax liability for the year.
And then, I've been looking at retirement when it comes to Bitcoin and my long-term portfolio. And then I know you have your like traditional IRA versus your Roth IRA, and obviously you're paying your tax up front. Is there a certain strategy that you recommend for someone that wants to have a retirement portfolio comprised of Bitcoin? Do you think the Roth IRA is the way to go, or just what's your general kind of blueprint for retirement in Bitcoin?
So there's a lot of talk in investing about DCA, and your Roth IRA is your biggest DCA you could probably ever have. $6,500 a year. You can invest into Bitcoin and a Roth IRA if you had one through either iTrust Capital or a Bitcoin IRA, and that's money that you don't have to pay capital gains on. And so you pull it out when you reach retirement age, and there's never any capital gains on that money. And so that's a really important thing. Definitely something that I originally had a Roth IRA, and I think I cashed it out when I was in my 30s because I felt I could do better with the money. But honestly, if you consider the way Bitcoin's growing, the way Bitcoin will grow over the next 20 years, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you can't do better.
Yeah. Ernest, there's a lot of trading platforms, right? Leverage trading is a big thing in crypto. I believe you participate in some trading as well yourself. If I heard correctly. I heard you're actually pretty good. That's a topic for another conversation, right? But
Yep.
Some of these platforms people use don't do KYC, which means you're not going to get a tax form. So obviously, if you win big on a trade, maybe you want to bring that back into your bank account, and they're going to question you, say, hey, where did this money come from? So what do you recommend to people that are making a lot of money on these trading platforms that don't KYC, that don't get a tax form? What should they do to prepare themselves to be able to, take that money back into the bank account without worrying about the IRS coming after them?
So that's a very common question. And the best thing to do is to report the information you have to us so that we have the right information, so that we can give you the advice to make sure that you're minimizing your tax liability at the end of the year. On decrypted.tax, we have our own tax software that's done in conjunction with Node 40. Node 40 does a lot of institutional crypto trading, crypto tracking, and they were nice enough to help us develop a software system that we can link in APIs and track that information and give decent advice, especially in December of every year. We can give good advice on where you can be. But the instance where you've got someone who's hasn't reported their crypto, for instance, we regularly amend those tax returns for the prior years. We report the activity that happened in the prior years so that we can utilize that tax basis in the best way possible to minimize the tax liability for the year.
Awesome. And then we got one question from Ricky. It says the IRS website says 89K income for married couple pays 0 capital gains in California. Is this true, or are they pulling my leg?
That's right. There's a 0% capital gains rate. Assuming you don't have your W-2 income. Your W-2 income will play into what you're able to avoid there.
Awesome. Great question, Ricky. Thank you.
I want to know what person is living in California with $89,000 income for married with the hamburger costing $25 because of their new minimum wage they just ranked up there. So
that is a good point. That's a great point. Yeah. Ernest, man, thank you so much for joining us and kind of educating us and our community about the importance of making sure you got doing your taxes the right way and keeping more of the money. I would recommend to those of you watching, if you have any questions that you didn't get to ask, use a link in the description of the video, go to their website and get a free consultation. They do a 1-hour free consultation, no strings attached, get all your questions answered. Talk with Ernest and his team, and they can definitely help you. And a big thing for me was being able to go back, amend your taxes, and those gas fees that we paid in 2021 when ETH was skyrocketing, and you didn't write those off. you can write those off, go back and amend it, and get some money back into your account. Use that to speculate on whatever you want or pay off some bills. So big thank you to you, Ernest. We appreciate you, my friend. We appreciate you sponsoring this channel. And we look forward to talking to you again, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Take care, brother.
Bye.
All right. Bitcoin was briefly over 72. It is now below. But I do want to show, we did take some profit on some trades here. Of course, we do use BingX, which, by the way, BingX is doing a free $100 to anyone who signs up with the link in the description.
I realize that, we have, they offered us like 50, 100 accounts.
100 of them.
100 accounts. Anyways, they're just sitting there. So
you don't have to do anything. You don't have to know trading volume, just get it free.
We had the representative for BingX. They're like, why don't your people want free money? And I was like, that's interesting. Yes. He's like, most of the time people just go on there, create the account, take the $100 off, and then not saying do that, but I'm just saying that like
it's a cool platform too, by the way.
Yeah,
we use it for all.
We use it for trade. Like you can see here, this is where we put our trades in it. So I mean,
got a banger on a 20% ICP game. Yeah, no, we're not going to the Super Bowl yet, but and then also, man, I was so happy to take this profit.
XRP of 17%. Rocco, are you seeing this?
Yeah, no, I pulled profit immediately.
Of course.
Oh, you wouldn't let it ride? You thought it was just short-lived?
It went from 60.3 to 60.9. I took profits immediately because it's probably going back down on under 60 cents. Which we'll get into XRP talk here in a second. But I am also looking at another I did put another ICP long. I've been talking about this ICP bull flag for about a week now, and it looks like we were breaking above, but we are currently teetering. This is on the daily, by the way, on ICP, teetering barely above the top end of this channel. I did front run this a little bit. Could we potentially come back down into this pattern and retest around $16.10? The answer to that is yes, of course, potentially. But I did make sure to have my liquidation price under there. So we're currently in a 7x long position on ICP that is currently in the red, but our liquidation price is around 15.62 cents. $15.62. We are green on our Bitcoin long that we entered a while ago at 68.751. This was a trigger trade, so 68.7 was the limit order we put in. It got filled. 62K is the liquidation price, and we are currently at 41% profit in the green. And I followed our friend Forrest, and I also believe the thesis he put out as far as Bitcoin Cash. So we did enter a long position on that one. We are currently in the green. And so we're making money over here at Sin City Crypto with some leverage trading. Are you making money doing the same? Let us know in the comment section. Very curious. Now, I do want to talk about XRP. XRP price explosion to $5, closer than ever. Guys, just so delusional, man. So delusional. Ripple, a leading provider of enterprise block. By the way, I love what Ripple is doing. I'm super appreciative of them taking the fight to the SEC.
Oh, are you?
I'm very appreciative.
Are you?
But this XRP is going to 50, 100x.
It took
is
60%.
asinine.
50, 100x. It's $5. It's a 10x away. Not even.
10x is asinine. Is asinine. And don't make
XRP is at 62 cents. So, I mean, it's like roughly a 8x away.
It can't even, it won the lawsuit. It got to 90 cents and just drove right back down. Drove right back down.
Do I think it'll get to $5 here in the immediate short term? I think it might. It's a stretch. Do I think it's possible for it to 8x? Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's
in what?
I think
10 years?
No, within the next 2 years. I think if we finally put this lawsuit behind us, it's completely over and done with. XRP's been classified as a commodity, or at least not a security, just in the way that it's sold by companies. In the same way that, hey, real estate can be sold as securities, but the underlying asset itself could be considered a commodity. Either way, XRP 8xing is not that far, is not some crazy pipe dream. And you know what they're doing with the stable coin, what we're doing with
Adopt fever? Oh, you're feeling a little hot on the forehead.
I feel fine.
Okay.
Sir.
Anyways.
I think $5 is ambitious. I wouldn't write it off though. That's where I'm getting at. And I think that if you sleep on XRP and there is favorable legislation that, from the SEC, if this thing finally resolves and you stop being an a-hole and you just take off the blinders, I think that a project XRP that at one point was at $3, that was number 2 in the market cap list. If you don't think that it can get to its former all-time highs and even surpass it slightly, I think you're missing the point here.
Wow, let me hold XRP a lot of money for 6 years to get a 5x. Wow, round of applause.
Yeah.
Rocco, that's how you know Rocco's a hater.
Yeah, Costco. You like the Costco?
Yeah. Also, Rocco's a big XRP fan
because he got a 25x in 30 minutes.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys,
that's a
we're in
project.
crypto for 2x's in 7 years, right? That's exactly why we're in crypto. We take the risk for that, right? We endure 80% drawdowns to get a 2x in 6 years.
Well, why do you pick up Bitcoin, right? I mean,
Bitcoin does more than a 2.
I'm not sitting here saying that Bitcoin is a better play than XRP, but I'm just saying that thesis, like, hey, I invest long term. I believe in the project. The same way I invest in Bitcoin long term. I know that it's going to stick around. It's not going anywhere. Very similar when it comes to XRP. It's something that's going to be here for a while.
It is.
It's been here for a while already. And once it gets a nod from the SEC and this court case is finally over, then at that point it can foster its adoption. It can work on its partnerships. It can integrate with central banks in the way that it says that they are. And if it all comes to play in the way that we estimate in the XRP community, then I think that $5 is only the next stop.
Wow! And then
once higher prices.
And then once XRP gets all the adoption, and then at the beginning of every month, they'll just release another 500 million coins to stabilize the price. Anyways, you know where I stand on this. Hey, I hold XRP. I have XRP in my portfolio.
You just sold it. Say you made it
6%. No, I didn't sell it. I'm keeping it.
Oh, you keep it.
But it's not like anything I'm counting on to make me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Cool. Utility, great. What it's doing, there's a need for it. They're the leader in that space. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Is it a good investment for me to want to grow my portfolio? No, it's not. And the people that are saying $500, you're high. You're high.
$500, yeah. But $5 is not that big a stretch. You're over here taking my temperature. It's really not. It's a 8x away, man, and it's not even far off of its previous all-time high. So,
put it to you this way: I believe XRP will be out of the top 10 by this time next year.
Wow.
Okay.
Very interesting.
XRP will be out of the top 10 by this time next year.
You think? Interesting.
With the pandemic, the lawsuit,
chat,
and everything else never get out, and now it's next year.
I love pissing him off. This is great.
Okay, I want to ask.
I just try to make sure that you readjust before you say something like that.
No.
Very drastic.
I stand by my word.
Okay.
By April 8th of 2025, XRP will not be in the top 10.
Wow. Okay.
Chat, what do you think of this interesting comment? Do you think that XRP will be a top 10 project a year from today? You think this is a no-brainer and a yes? Put a 1 in the chat. If you side with David and this thing is a lost cause, it's just slowly bleeding out market cap share, and put a 2 in the chat. If in a year from today, XRP will no longer be a top 10 project.
I don't know. There is more chance the Ethereum gonna get dragged in a ETH if you get against it, it's still there. Then on XRP get out of the top 10.
Yeah. XRP is getting an ETF for sure. Yeah, a lot of good things. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about some real news here, guys.
Actually, there was news about that, but
we'll talk about Charles, right? Charles has been on defense here, right? Got a lot of people calling out Cardano, saying Cardano's dead for real this time, for real.
Yeah, I watched this video.
Cardano's not dead.
I watched that. He did that video, the AMA, where he was frustrated that everyone's calling Hydra fake. Is that?
Look.
He was pissed about that.
Cardano, if you're looking for a 10x, which Cardano has done this. Cardano was, I think, one of the top performers. I know they were one of the top, but I think they were like top 2 or top 3. Anything over like $1 billion market cap in the last bull market, going from 5 cents to $3. Okay, a lot of speculation. Now they have entered into the last phase of their roadmap, which is the Voltaire era, which is going to essentially take the keys and hand it over to the community, to the ADA holders, to people that have ADA and are staking ADA. And so he points to 2 major upgrades amid people dunking on Cardano. We are holding all the cards as an ecosystem, he said on an April 7th X post. His optimism was fueled mainly by the upcoming Chang hard fork, seen as one of the network's biggest hard forks since the Vassal upgrade in 2022, and is slated for Q2 of this year. It is the first hard fork of the Voltaire era of Cardano's roadmap, which will introduce the concept of community-run governance to the blockchain by enabling on-chain community consensus and allowing ADA holders to use their tokens to vote on proposals. Ouroboros Laos is the first step, or the biggest step, toward solving the blockchain trilemma, the first time truly solving that blockchain trilemma ever. It is a new version of the proof-of-stake consensus model designed to increase throughput, scalability, and transaction speed on Cardano while maintaining the current level of decentralization. So it's funny, people talk about liquid staking like it's some new revelation. Oh my God, we're introducing liquid staking. Well, guess what? Cardano has had that since its inception. Cardano is one of the first blockchains to have liquid staking, to where you can directly stake on chain and not have to wait 30 days to unlock it and use it. It's still liquid, which is why Cardano saw 70% of their tokens staked on chain, which was head and shoulders above beyond any other blockchain out there, right? So they're onboarding, they take their time. They don't care about what the price is. It is what it is, okay? Got to remember, it's been 3 years since they've had smart contract. 3 years. So I don't know. People are saying Cardano are dead. I think they're just misinformed, or they're just trying to garner attention through clickbait and BS. What are your thoughts on Cardano, Robin? Are you in the Cardano is dead camp, or which camp are you in?
Definitely not dead, no. They have a lot of haters, dude. There's a lot of Cardano haters in the same way there's a lot of XRP haters. It seems like from where? Like, there was this ecosystem built, people using it, it's like XRP. And the thing is that I just don't understand why people just can't identify the progress, because the price hasn't rallied lately. In the same way that you look at the price of Cardano and you say, like, the last bull market, we were right here before, right? We were over $2 on Cardano in the last bull market. And, we've been at under, was it 50 cents for quite some time on Cardano. And then now we're finally over 60 cent mark. And well, people are like, win dollar. And the thing is just people are looking for this short-term price jumps. And because the price doesn't move immediately in a 2 or 3 month time window, people write it off.
And the problem is, Robin, people are seeing their portfolio 3, 4, 5x, these coins, 3, 4, and then they look at all the way down. And like, oh, which one's my worst performing asset in my portfolio? Oh, it's Cardano. Cardano's dead.
So you believe in Cardano? You look at that as a...
No, I'm saying this is what people do.
But what I'm saying, you personally.
What do you mean?
Do you believe in Cardano?
Yes. I have a lot of Cardano.
Well, the price hasn't moved much in the last... I'm sorry, I got to go back to XRP. I mean, there's been very similar price movement on Cardano versus XRP. I mean, the two have been kind of neck and neck. They're around 20 cents together. They're around 50 cents together, around 60 cents together. And so for me, it's just like there's a lot of haters on Cardano. They ignore what is being built because the price hasn't moved lately. And I just feel like you say the very similar things because the price of XRP hasn't moved lately. You ignore what's been built.
What's been built, Robin? What has been built on XRP? Please inform me.
I'll come back to you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Look, again, XRP has a utility. It serves a purpose. Okay. So does Cardano. Okay. For me, from an investment standpoint, I'm looking at Cardano, XRP. Sure, similar price movements. Yes. Cardano has, in my opinion, a lot more upside when it comes to your portfolio and making money with it.
If I'm picking one, I'm picking Cardano. I'm not at all in this. I just think that the performance of XRP, I think people are sleeping on it, and I think the same thing is happening with Cardano. I think Cardano is primed for a lot bigger upside explosion here in the next bull market, or no, going through this bull market. So I'm really excited to see where Cardano ends up in about a year from now. I think that XRP, the last time I'll bring it up, I think that will perform well over the next year, especially if the court case is over. But Cardano, I think that people just are ignorant to what is being built and to the problems that it's solving. And we've seen the competitors, Solana, have issues. We've seen the previous competitors like Binance Smart Chain, well, not really have much adoption as of lately. And we've seen Ethereum's gas fees be high. And you know what? There are alternatives out here that are functioning and are functioning well. Cardano is one of them. And there's some others as well, like Avalanche. I do think that what layer ones are you really bullish on this bull market? Is it Avalanche, Cardano?
Still bullish on Solana.
Yeah.
Bullish on Avalanche, bullish on Cardano, bullish on
What about Polygon?
So I made a video. I sold $5,000 worth of my Polygon for ICP.
ICP is about to flip Polygon too.
ICP, man. You really do some digging into ICP, what they're doing, the technology. They're the only blockchain that is able to have an AI run a smart contract on, fully on chain. Very unique. The tech is amazing. It's just got a really bad rap from the last cycle when these VCs and the market makers, Sam Bankman-Fried, ran the price up to 700, watched their buddies just completely wreck retail, drive the price down to $5. And then everything they were doing, the technology, the reason that the VCs got excited about it, it all fell by the wayside. But the fact of the matter is this: ICP is the only blockchain that I know of that runs the front and back end all 100% decentralized on-chain. Every other blockchain leverages something like Google Cloud and Amazon Web Services for their data storage. ICP does not. It is all on-chain. ICP does not need oracles. It is all done on-chain. ICP can connect directly to the Bitcoin native layer 1 via their canisters. ICP is, I can go on and on and on and on and on. But the price hasn't reflected it, and it's been bogged down, and it's gotten a bad moniker. I think that's going to change this bull run. I really do. I think the ICP, the community is amazing. The founders are amazing.
Which one yields bigger returns this bull market? ICP or Chainlink?
I hate that question. Someone else put that in our Twitter.
It's ICP, no brainer, man. And I lean Chainlink. I think that Chainlink has a brighter future for integration and adoption over the long term. But looking at this bull market, I'm sorry, but Chainlink's grand vision just won't be at fruition this bull market. I think that it takes time for them to build what they're building. And I think I'm very excited at their interoperability, their CCIP, what they're doing with the banking system, the Oracle service, top-notch gold standard. It's just not the sexiest play for retail. And I think retail is going to really drive up the prices of some of these chains, especially the layer ones that are alleviating the problems of the congested layer ones. And I think that ICP really is going to stand out on this. And so for me, something that I look at in the next 16 months, 18 months, I think that ICP is going to be a big winner when it comes Cardano, ICP, two of the layer ones, and I'm really behind this coming bull market.
And I can turn this into an ICP show, but I'm not going. But there's so many good projects out there.
You didn't answer that question.
I'm not going to. Also, Billy,
I'm not.
You know, I want to give a big shout out to Billy. It was his birthday yesterday, or 2 days ago. Billy, happy birthday, brother. We love you, man. Hope you enjoyed a good one. I hope you
Billy said, he texted me and he said for his birthday, he wants you to decide ICP or Chainlink this bull market.
No, he did not say that. He did say near or ICP. I also refuse to answer that question.
Just come on, man.
Why does there have to be a winner? Why can't we just have exposure to both?
Yeah, I'm just saying that you have mystery person in front of you and they have $1,000 and trying to help them out and you're like
500 in ICP, 500 in the Chainlink.
Stop it, man.
What?
Pick one, bro.
No.
Pick one. It's not that big a deal.
No. You pick one.
I already did. I told you ICP.
Yeah, ICP or near. You don't have to answer that one. You can say
near.
I plead. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There's, like I said, there's so many good projects out there. It's so hard. Just have some and a few of them. You don't gotta just go ham on one chain. That's what the one thing I don't like is this mentality of my project is the best. Everything else sucks. We got to get out of that mindset, man. There's certain things that people can leverage, like the whole merger with the Fetch, Ocean, and Ajax, right? They're like, hey, we do something really good. We do something really good. We do something. Let's collab. Let's pull our resources together. We can come under one token, right? But we still have our own governance. We can still do our own thing. We're like different peas in a pod. But when we need to, we can come together, pull all the resources under one umbrella and really push the space forward. Why can't we do that on other projects? Like we got to stop with this. Forget the name of it. This
tribalism.
Tribalism. Thank you. This tribalism of, well, Chainlink's the best. Everything else sucks. ICP's no, like certain things.
You were the most tribal person when it comes to Chainlink. You literally said it was going to outperform every single token in existence.
Have I said Chainlink is great and Pith Network
Rocco,
sucks?
am I wrong? Was he not like?
Of course he's
It's
gonna say
Eclipse.
He said that Chainlink
Change
was
his mind every lunar phase.
The
he's gonna side with
Chainlink
you.
was the second coming of
Change his mind
Satoshi
very often.
just a month ago, and now all of a sudden it's hey, no tribalism. Let's not get behind any one project.
No.
Like you of all people
You
are
are
saying
such
that.
a master manipulator. You know that, right? You take my words and you manipulate them.
Oh.
I cannot be drinking some delusional Kool-Aid.
You're
You
drinking-
were so
You're
behind.
drinking your own piss. That's what you're doing. You're drinking your own piss,
What
and
the-
you're not even dehydrated. Anyways, I want to give one more shout out to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how Cam's can help your business scale and grow, visit bluewiretech.com. You know, I want to give a big shout out. They have been our longest tenured sponsor for like over a year, every single month. Cams, we love you guys. Thank you for all the support you give this channel and believing in us when we were sub 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. We love you. We also love all of you watching.
Also, we were looking at the price of Bitcoin at where was it going to end at the end of the show, and came a little flat, just a little shy. I saw it at $71,980 just about a couple minutes ago. We did not cross the 72K mark, but we got pretty close to it. Will we be there tomorrow? We'll be over 72,000 tomorrow.
I don't care about that. You know what I care about? I care about 10x's. What if I told you, Robin, there's potentially 7 altcoins that I think can 10x in the next 10 days?
Tell me more.
I will tell you more. You got to watch the video. Our video today is on 7 altcoins we believe have the potential to 10x by the Bitcoin halving. It was a really good one. And there's one coin in there that you're going to be like, what? That's crazy. You're going to want to watch the video.
If you watch the video and you're here, put a brola in the chat for that video. In the comment section. So in today's 7 altcoin video, you're here representing in Sin City Crypto's live show. Put a brola in the chats there and let us know you're supporting our afternoon videos as well.
Yes. Also, if you're a member of the channel, one of the perks you get is you do get access to all of our videos first before it goes public. So if you're a member, that video will go up in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Excited for you guys to watch that. That's all I got, man.
All right.
All I got. The Eclipse is, I don't know how to do it.
Lunar faces. Look.
Anyways, we hope you had a great time watching the show as we had a great time bringing you the show. Big thank you to Ernest again. We love you guys. Until tomorrow. Peace.
Eclipse.
That's the Eclipse. That's Dave changing price every single week. Look
Roll
at
the credits, man.
Big
What
facts,
is
no
wrong with
cap
you?
in.
This is
Bitcoin,
David
if you in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.